Phil Collins is back on top of the UK albums chart for the first time in 12 years with the release of his new 60s covers project, Going Back, which was released today in North America. Billboard reported that the album, his first chart topper on that side of the pond since 1998's Hits, jumped from number 4 to number 1. Yeah, it jumped from number 1 to number 4. Come on, Taylor. Number 4 to number 1 on the new official charts company listing. The album also hit number 1 in the Netherlands and has gone top 10 in France, Germany, Austria, Ireland, Italy, Switzerland, New Zealand, Australia, and Belgium. Now, Collins says that he feels as though his entire career has been a series of brilliant and happy accidents.
It's like being adrift in a boat. I fell asleep once on my boat on the lake in Geneva. I woke up and I was nearly at the bank. I just drifted all this way, and sometimes I look at my career like that. How did I get here? I didn't want to be here. I didn't even want to be a singer. I'm a drummer, you know. But things happen, and suddenly your life takes a big diversion, and you're not really so aware of it at the time.
In addition to his 6 number 1 albums with Genesis, Collins has topped the British charts with 1981's Face Value, 1985's No Jacket Required, 1989's But Seriously, 1993's Both Sides, and 1998's Hits. Now, the track listing to Phil Collins' Going Back album, plus the original artists: Girl, Why You Wanna Make Me Blue by The Temptations, Love Is Like a Heat Wave by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Uptight, Everything's Alright by Stevie Wonder, Some of Your Lovin' by Dusty Springfield, In My Lonely Room by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Take Me in Your Arms, Rock Me for a Little While by Kim Weston, Blame It on the Sun by Stevie Wonder, Papa Was a Rolling Stone by The Temptations, Never Dreamed You'd Leave in Summer by Stevie Wonder, Standing in the Shadows of Love by the Four Tops, Do I Love You by the Ronettes, Jimmy Mac by Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, Something About You by the Four Tops, Love Is Here and Now You're Gone by the Supremes, Loving You Is Sweeter Than Ever by Stevie Wonder, Going to a Go-Go by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Talking About My Baby by the Impressions, and Going Back by the Byrds. Sounds very, very interesting. All right, now it is time for...
When someone does something stupid or weird,
Taylor's going to let you know about it.
It's time for the news of the weird.
A Wyoming man covered himself in paint to avoid being tasered by police after being charged with domestic violence. Brett Matter covered himself in white latex water-based paint, insisting to the police that if they tased him, it would kill him. The cops urged him to surrender, telling him that the paint would not cause a reaction to the taser. Matter continued to resist the officers and was shocked twice by their tasers, which indeed did not kill him. Matter was jailed on charges of domestic violence, assault and battery, interference with a peace officer, and aggravated assault on a peace officer. And a man in India almost died after eating a highly venomous snake on a bet. Zavir Rathod killed the snake after it bit his friend and was encouraged by some other friends to eat the dead snake for $2. After consuming the snake, Rathod became violently ill. Doctors at the hospital were able to remove most of the venom before it seeped into his bloodstream. The type of snake is not known, and Rathod is expected to make a full recovery. Wow, he is lucky, let me tell you. All right, finally, it is time for...
From ghosts to lake monsters, vampires, witchcraft, zombies, yetis, and psychics, Julie King reports it, Taylor reads it.
From that'sjustweird.com, let's take a look at the unusual and paranormal that we have around us every day.
Today, possession and bad drugs aren't for amateurs. Warning, this story has some super gross, graphic, violent content. Really, do not read it if you are easily disturbed by that kind of thing. Here's a quick synopsis for you. Bad mushrooms may have made a guy think his friend was possessed, so he killed him. Now stop. The rest of you can go ahead, but you've been warned. It's straight out of a Rob Zombie movie, this stuff. Only real, and so much, much worse. Jared White, a 26-year-old cage fighter, drank some wild mushroom tea with friends in Crescent City, California, and brutally killed his trainer several hours later. Wyatt became agitated and said he was convinced his trainer was possessed by the devil, and that the only way to stop it was to kill and mutilate him. You know what, I'm not going to elaborate on the gory stuff. That's not the kind of thing I want here. It's weird, alright, but far too down the gratuitously horrifying and disgusting road. There's enough weird about the story without it. If you really want to know the details, follow the links on that'sjustweird.com under this story. But you've been warned, and you will probably wish you hadn't. Wyatt was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and torture. He is planning to claim that the mushrooms caused him to lose control of his thoughts and actions. Well, it's either that, or the guy really believed his trainer was possessed and that he had to kill him. Either way, he's going away somewhere for a very, very long time. Bad acid may have caused a man in Arcata, California to mutilate himself a couple of weeks earlier because he thought parts of his body were monsters. Rule number 1 for dealing with possible possessions or monster body parts. Don't take questionable drugs in the first place. Rule number 2, don't try to handle that stuff yourself. Call the cops, a priest, or an ambulance. Whatever the cause, you need professional help. If Julie is missing out on a good story, please let her know via the contact form on the website, that'sjustweird.com. She'll be sure to give you proper credit. And that is That's Just Weird for Tuesday, September 28th, 2010. It's also the afternoon show vlog for September 28th, 2010. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you will join me tomorrow after the afternoon show. And even if you do listen to the afternoon show, join me anyway, because, you get to look at me. Man, I am so full of myself, aren't I? I can't even think of the words. Anyway, I will talk to you tomorrow. Have fun. All right, have a great night. See ya.